you follow the news long enough, inevitably you're going to hear something that makes you go, hey, wait a second, didn't this already happen before? At least that's what happened to Pamela, who saw all the fighting over the border wall and shutdowns the last few months and texted us to ask, verify. President George Bush signed the Secure Fence Act of 2006 into law, approved $50 billion for the wall. Is this true? If so, where did this money go? First of all, thanks for the question, Pamela. We'll get to the money in a second, but let's start with the bill. This right here is, in fact, a photo of President George W. Bush in 2006 putting his signature on the Secure Fence Act. The bill called for 700 miles of fence on the U.S.-Mexico border. We got almost that much, 654 miles, according to the Government Accountability Office, and that means we do already have barriers right now along most of the land border with Mexico. Some of it is fencing, like this, but a lot of it is shorter vehicle barrier, like this, to keep people from driving into the country where there aren't any roads. So the current push by President Trump really is about adding to and upgrading the barriers that we already have. There is about half of the border where that 2006 law built almost no fencing. The Rio Grande. The river acts like a natural moat. People tend to stick out when they try to cross it, so Border Patrol uses cameras and sensors to spot people crossing the river illegally. As for the money that Pamela asked about, it would sure make the current fight over $5 billion of border fencing seem pretty small if we'd already spent $50 billion on it. But that's not what happened. All the fencing that we talked about cost a little less than $4 billion. The $50 billion price tag of the Secure Fence Act also included a lot of other expensive things, like the cost of building 20 new detention centers and fully staffing them. So we verified, yes, President George W. Bush did sign this bill. As a result, the federal government built barriers on roughly a third of the U.S.-Mexico border. But Congress never approved a pile of money for border fencing that's 10 times bigger than what President Trump demanded during the shutdown. Thanks again to Pamela for asking this question, and if you see something fishy out there, politics or no, do what she did and text it to us, 916-321-3310. Our research team will dig into it to get you the facts. Here to verify, I'm Brandon Rittman.